So now we are going to go for the this in this video we are going to start again the problem set ka six question, and there are certain more sums out there in this problem set ka, and then we'll complete with this chapter, and then we'll be starting in the next video. We'll be starting in a new chapter. So let's start with the few sums which are left out in the problem set one over there, and then we'll finish up with this chapter. Okay. So first let's see, read out that question number 6. Now, what is the question number 6? If you check this out, the question number 6 over here, what is the question number 6 is saying that over there, the triangle MNT and triangle QRS are similar. So, there is no diagram in the textbook or the thing. There is no diagram. So, I have drawn the diagram for you to understand. So, here you can see the triangle, you have MNT and you have a triangle QRS. The length of the altitude drawn from T is 5. The length of altitude, you know what you mean by altitude, is drawn from T is 5. So I have taken TB as altitude. Altitude means height of a triangle. Okay. So altitude of length of the altitude drawn from point T. Now T, from T I am drawing an altitude. For example, they have given the name TB. Okay. And that the length of the TB is what, 5. And the length of the altitude drawn from S is 9. So from S it has been drawing over here. Altitude is what, 9. That is SA. I have drawn one height of the triangle QRS. Okay. Now what they told you over here, to find the ratio of area of triangle MNT upon area of triangle QRS. Okay. That is your, you have to find the ratio of the area of the two triangles. Now here we have done in that exercise number 1.4 that if the triangles are similar, then we can apply the theorem, the ratio of areas of two similar triangles, the theorem that says that the ratio of the areas of two similar triangles is equal to the ratio of the square of the corresponding side. That is what I taught you today. But now if you check it out over there, I'll tell you one more part is there, that if the two triangles are similar, then the ratio of the areas of two similar triangles will be also equal to the ratio of their heights, square of the height. That is also possible in that way. It is there in your textbook. So you can go through today. It is also equal to the square of the sides, ratio of the square of the corresponding side, and also it is equal to the ratio of the square of the corresponding heights also. Okay. So now we will do it very simple sum, very easy. So first of all, when I start with the solution, so I'll write it over here, the solution over here. Now to the solution, first of all I'll be writing that over there the two triangles. Now which are the two triangles over there? We have over here triangle M and T is similar to triangle QRS, and this is given to us. Similar, it has been mentioned. From where I came to know, it came from the question. Then you have over here, in this case over here, seg, can I say that seg SA, you have over here in this case seg SA is perpendicular to side QR. Okay. And seg, you have over here in this case seg MN is perpendicular to seg, we have over here seg TB. Sec TB is perpendicular to side MN. Okay. And these both are also given to us. We will be writing over there given to us. Okay. Now, what I'll try to do here in this case is, I'll be applying the theorem. By the theorem on areas of similar triangle. So that theorem says that, therefore I can have over here, in this case is nothing but, therefore area of triangle M and T upon area of triangle, we have here QRS. Can you see that over there? It will be equal to the square of their altitude, ratio of the square of the altitude. So can I write over here SA square upon MNT ka is nothing but not SA, but it is what over here, the height is TB. So you have over here TB square upon, I'll be writing over here QRS ka height is what over here, is nothing but SA square. Okay. And then you have to write over there by the theorem on areas of similar triangles. So you have to write it over here by the theorem on areas of two similar triangles. Okay. Now you will be having over here, in this case I'll be writing TB is what, 5 square and SA square ka is what 9 square. So that comes to something around what is 25 upon 81. 25 upon 81. So therefore you will be getting what over here, area of triangle MNT upon area of triangle QRS. Area of triangle QRS. So therefore this the ratio will be equal to 25 upon 81, and further calculation is not possible, and that is what he told us to find. They told to find the area of triangle MNT upon area of triangle QRS, and that is equal to 25 upon 81, and that is how we finish the sum. Okay students, now let's go to the question number 8. 7th is already we have done it over there. I have already taught you the 7th sum in when I was doing the practice at 1.2. Yeah, getting over there. Let's see. Sorry, 1.1. Now let's go to the question number 8. Now let's read out the question number 8. They have told that seg PA, seg QB, and seg RC and seg HD are perpendicular to line AD. I have drawn a diagram over here. Now seg PA, seg QB, seg RC. Look at my this hand and goes there. Seg SD are perpendicular to line AD. Are perpendicular to line AD. PA, QB, RC, HD are perpendicular to line AD. That means all these 4 lines are perpendicular to the same line. If all the 4 lines are perpendicular to the same line, then further they have given AB ka value, they have given 60. You have here AB is equal to 60, BC is equal to 70, and CD is equal to 80. So and they have given the value of PS as 280. PS they have given 280. Find PQ, find QR, find RS. Okay. So I have started. I have written this all this over there. So how to write it over there is very simple. Is nothing but we have to do one thing over there. I'll start with the solution. Now when I start with the solution over here, you can see this. If I write it over here, that seg PA is perpendicular to we have line AD. Seg PA is perpendicular to line AD. Seg QB perpendicular to line AD, and seg we have over here is seg RC is perpendicular to line AD, and one more is there, that seg SD. Seg SD is also perpendicular to line AD. So this shows that all the 4 lines are perpendicular to the same line. If all the 4 lines are perpendicular to the same line, that means you have to write that these lines are parallel to each other. It will become parallel to the other. So you have to write it over here. All that over there. This is a property over there, that is if the same lines are if the lines are perpendicular to the same line, then that perpendicular lines are parallel to each other because they are making a 90-degree angle. Can you see that? Yeah. Now here in this case, therefore, can I write it over here? In this case, this seg PA perpendicular parallel to seg QB parallel to seg RC parallel to seg SD. All 4 lines are parallel to each other because they are perpendicular to the same line. Now, can I do one thing over there to find each this is the QP, QR, RS. So can you see that over there, these are the parallel lines, and we have done one property of the parallel lines when intercept made by 3 parallel lines. Do you remember that over there? We have done intercept made by the parallel lines. We have done that property. So for that, what we have to do here? First of all, what I'm going to do here? I'm going to keep it up. What let in this case QP ka value is equals to X. If QP ka value is X, so can I have over here in this case QP, that is over here QS. QS ka value will be in this case over there is here they have given it over there PS minus QP, and that is what over here because they are Pareto points, so this will be coming as 280 minus X. So that's how I written over there. I have written QP ka value as X. If I wrote the QP ka value as X, so you will be getting what? QS ka value I will be getting over here. In this case, QS will be what? 180 minus X. 280 minus X. Is that correct over there? Now, can I apply by the property of intercept made by 3 parallel lines? Okay. Now, we have that property intercept made by 3 parallel lines. Correct over there? So that can we apply that property here over there? three parallel lines का property will be getting over there. Now how to apply is over there. I'll be first finding out over there the property of the three parallel lines and the transversal. So can I write over here? By the property of three parallel lines and we have over here and their transversal. I have taught you all this over there. Now here let's go for that over there. So if you check it out that over there, which are that over there will if you have a ratio coming up like that over there is S cube. Can I have over here S Q upon QP? In this case S Q upon QP is equals to, you will be having over here dB. Remember that over there, dB, which ratio what I am taking up over here, you have to understand that dB upon BA, dB upon BA. SQ, can I take it up over here? SQ upon QP is equals to dB upon BA, dB upon BA, where SQ is what, 280 minus X upon QP का value we will be having what, X is equals to, you will be having over here your dB का will be have to be written total, and total that comes to 80 plus 70. If you check it out in the diagram, 80 plus 70 and 80 plus 70 that comes to 150. Yes, so upon you will be getting over here 60, 150 upon 60. Now here if you check this out over there, 150 upon 60, that is what the dB total comes to 80 plus 70 and that is comes to 150. Okay, and you will be getting over there. Now here can I do one cancellation over here? In this case over here, what the cancellation, 60 60 0 0 will get cancelled. 2 3 2s are 6 and 3 5s are 15. So here I will be getting a cancellation, and now what I try to do, I'll try to do the cross multiplication. When I try to do the cross multiplication, you will be having over here 5x, you will be 5 into x, 5x, and you will be having 2 into 280 minus x, 2 into 280 minus x. So you will be having over here 5 into x and then 2 into 280 minus x. Therefore 5x is equals to 2 zeros are 0, you have to multiply 2 with there, 2 8 16, 1 carry 2 to the 415, 560 minus 2x, you will be getting 560 minus 2x. Now what I am going to do it over here in this case is 5x plus 2x is equals to 560. What I did it over here, minus 2x, this 2 I multiply with 280, you will be getting 560, 2 into x is 2x, minus 2x will come this side, will become what, plus 2x. So 5x plus 2x you will be getting what, 7x. So you will be getting what, 7x is equals to 560. I got 7x is equal to 560. Now what I try to do to here is nothing but I'll try to bring that 7 down and divide by that over there. So that is what, x is equals to 560 upon 7. 7 1 is 7, 7 8 is 56, 7 is 56. You will be getting and 0. So you will be getting what, x value, what you got it over here is nothing but 80. You got a value of x is 80. Okay. Now this is how you finish with that value of x. You will be getting 80. Now we finish with this x line, that means we got the value of PQ. PQ ka value we got it over here. We got the value of PQ. Now can I rub it out up till here? Everything is understood. Now here what I'll try to do, now we have to find out QR. We have to find out here in this cases. This is can I rub this out of there? How to find now other part also, QR and RS. Now how to find that is, let's carry on further. I think. Now for a time being I'll rub this out. We got this is 80. X ka value we got it over there 80. Now for this I'll do one thing over there. We'll keep this total. If QS we got at QR. Now what I'll try to do to here, QR plus RS is equals to QS. They are collinear points. Q dash R dash S. Q dash R dash S. Now for what I'll try to do to here in this case, very simple. You got it over here. QR. This is what QR ka value. I'm going to keep QR ka value as Y. Can I keep it as Y? So this is QR का value y, and RS का value we have to find out, and this will be QS. Now QS will be 280 minus x. We got that x, that is equal to 200. So you will be getting what over here in this cases. Therefore you will be getting what y का value, RS का value will be 200 minus y. Can I get it over here? 200 minus y. This is 200 minus y. And we kept this as a 5. Same what we have to write it over here. Now I'll be taking here in this case, we'll be having this now. These three parallel lines are there. Then I have to write it again, divided by the property of three parallel lines, and then you have to write it over there. You over there. Can I have over here SR upon RQ is equals to, can I write it over here, DC upon BC. Now here in this case, SR का value is what we have kept it over here is 200 minus y upon RQ का value we kept it what y is equals to 80. This is what BC is what 80 upon CB. CB का value we have it over here in this case is 70. Now 10 will get cancelled, and therefore same thing what I'll try to do here is 8 will go and multiply with y, and 7 will go and multiply by 200 minus y. So you will be getting what, therefore 8y is equals to, you will be getting 1400 minus 7y. 1400 minus 75. Now what will happen over here? Minus 7, which is on the right hand side, will come to the left hand side. So 8y plus 7y is equal to 1400. Now therefore this will be coming as what over here in this case is 8y plus 7y, that comes to 15y is equals to 1400. Now let's try to divide this with it. If I try to divide, y will remain there, and 1400 will be getting divided by 15. Let's go for the 5 ka table. 5 3 the 15, 5 2 the 10, 5 8 the 40, 5 8 the 40, and you will be getting over here in this case 0 0. Okay. 5 to the 10, 10 you will be getting to the 10 and 80. Yeah, you will be getting over there 280. Now further, can I go for cancellation and all other things over there? Stop. Okay students, now this, therefore you will be getting what, y is equals to 280 upon 3. That means we got the value of QR. So QR ka value is also, that is what you got, 280 upon 3. Don't divide it over there. Behind answer is also the same way in the textbook. Keep it up as it is. So we got the value of PQ, we got the value of QR. Now we have left out with the RS. Now that RS is also very simple part. We have got the value, we kept it the RS ka value. That is RS ka value we have over here 200 minus y. We have a RS ka value 200 minus y. Now 200 minus y, so 200 you will be having over here in this case 200 minus y ka value we got it what, 280 upon 3. 280 upon 3. So what I'll try to do here, I'll try to do the equalization of the denominator. So multiply by 3, so that comes to 600 minus 280 upon, you will be getting 3. So therefore you will be getting what, 600 minus 280, it will be coming 320. You will be getting 320 upon 3. So you got the RS ka value also 320 upon 3. So we got what, first PQ ka value, we got QR ka value, and we got RS ka value. And all the three we finished with that today. Okay. Okay students, let's start with the question number 9. Let's read. It's a nothing but activity based sum. Let's read out the first sum again. Say in triangle PQR, you have PM is a median. You know that there is PQR. PM is a median. Now what is that median? Is nothing but a line drawn from the vertex to the midpoint of the opposite side. That means PM is a median, then that means QM is equal to MR. That sign has been given. See that the QM is equal to MR. PM is a median, therefore QM is equal to MR. Angle bisect of angle PMQ. and angle PMR intersect PQ and side PR in point X. Now can you see that you have your angle PMQ? You have your MX is a angle bisector. It is intersecting at X for PQ, and in angle PMR. Check this PMR. We have an angle PMR where this is also MY is a bisector, and it intersect PR at Y. Then further they told it over here that prove that XY is parallel to QR. XY is parallel to QR. I'll repeat again over there. You have a triangle PQR, PM is the median, therefore QM is equal to MR. Because of the definition, a line in front of the vertex of a triangle is equal to is the midpoint of the opposite side. Therefore, QM is equal to MR. And then that is the median over there. Okay. And they have told that angle PMQ ka median is bisector is MX, and angle PMR ka bisector is what? MY. Can you see that? And this is what they told to prove is prove that line XY is parallel to QR. It's very simple. You have to complete the proof by filling the boxes. This is very simple. It is given over there. You have to go here. It is written. See that over there. Triangle PMQ. Where is triangle PMQ? Look at the triangle PMQ only. Where MX is a bisector. MX is a bisector of angle PMQ. You don't look at this structure. Only look at the triangle PMQ. Now, do you know that can I apply angle bisector theorem in triangle PMQ only? So, can I write it over here? PM upon, you will be having over here in this case, I can write it over here in this case, MP upon MQ is equals to PX upon XQ. Do you remember we have done angle bisector ka property? That is your MP upon MQ is equal to PX upon XQ. Same way in triangle PMR. Let's go in that triangle PMR. That side the triangle. See that way. Look at the triangle PMR. Where again this is you can apply an angle bisector property. Here again I will be writing over here MP upon MR. Here again I will be writing MP upon MR is equals to PY upon YR. PY upon YR. Can I write that PY upon YR? Again that is because of the angle bisector property. Now if you check it out this in this statement, they have told that MP upon MQ is equal to MP upon MR. MP upon MQ is equal to MP upon MR because this is MP. But what about MQ and MR? Yes, MQ and MR are congruent because this is the median and M will act as a midpoint. Therefore, it is written M is the midpoint of QR. So, therefore, MQ and MR is equal. So, if this is equal, this ratio is equal to this ratio that has been mentioned in this statement. So, why not the right hand side is equal? So, what is the right hand side? PX upon XQ is equals to PY upon YR. PY upon YR. Now, let's check it out. There, where is PX? PX upon XQ and PY upon YR. Do you remember we have done similarity that is the basic proportional theorem, but not the basic proportional theorem. We have done converse of basic proportional theorem. That is what we can see that ratio PX upon XQ is equal to PY upon YR. If the ratios are equal, then the lines are parallel. Basic proportionality theorem we have done it over here. That was saying that the lines are parallel, then the ratios are equal. But the converse is saying what? The ratios are equal and the lines are parallel, and that is because of converse of basic proportionality theorem, and that is what is the simple sum of question number 9. Okay students, now let's go to the question number 10. It's a very simple. This is also same like what you have mentioned. Question number 9 over there. The bisect of angle B and C of triangle ABC intersect each other at X. That means you have a triangle ABC. Your BX is a bisector of angle B and CX is a bisector of angle C, and they meet each other at point X. So this is your point X. Okay. They have given that over there. Line AX intersect BC at Y. That means you have a line AX is intersecting BC at Y. They have given the value of AB ka value they have given it what over here is 5. AB ka value they have given it what 5. AC ka value they have given it what 4. And BC is full. BC is the complete. What they have given it over here is nothing but they have given it 6 units. So we have AB 5, AC 4 and BC 6. We got it over there. They told to find the value of AX upon ax upon xy, ax upon xy, that is what, okay, this is the value of ax upon xy, the ratio of ax upon xy they told us to find out. It's very simple one, very easy. What we have to do here, first we'll be going in the triangle, can I go in the triangle, in triangle ABC? What I'll try to do to here is, can I keep it up, let by is equals to x. I got this as the by as x. I'll tell you what is that. If by is x, now if the by ka value is x, so you know that by plus yc is equals to bc, because b dash y dash c, they are the collinear points. So by we kept it what, x, so yc ka value will be, that is equal to 6. So yc ka value you will be getting over here in this case is 6 minus x. So I got this as 6 minus x, because this is completely 6. So you got 6 minus x. Okay, so we got by as x and yc ka value we got it as 6 minus x. Now, do you know that that ray B, can I go in the, first of all I'll be doing I'll be going in triangle ABY. Can I write over here in triangle ABY? You have over here ABY. Check this out. ABY is your nothing but your half triangle of triangle ABC. ABY is the half triangle of triangle ABC. So here you can see this over there. Can I apply, write it over here? Ray BX is the bisector. Is the bisector of angle B. If it is a bisector of angle B, so can I apply the property of angle bisector of that is the theorem on angle bisector? That is, can I take it up here? AB upon BY, AB upon BY is equals to AX upon XY. AX upon XY. Can I take it up over here? AX upon XY. AB upon BY is equal to AX upon XY. We are going in triangle ABY. Check it out. Keep in your mind over there. So I'll be writing there over there theorem of angle bisector. Here again, what we have done in the previous one also, theorem of angle bisector. Theorem of angle bisector we will be having over here, and I'll be writing the statement number 1. Now, what I'll be doing over there, I'll be going in another triangle AYC. Here I went ABY, now ACY. So can I write it over here in triangle ACY? In triangle ACY, again there is what? Ray CX. Ray CX is the bisector. Is the bisector of angle C. Is angle C. So can I apply there also in triangle ACY? Can I apply that over there? AC upon CY. AC upon CY is equals to AX upon XY. AX upon XY. And here in the bracket you have to write it over here. Theorem of angle bisector. Theorem of angle bisector. We have a theorem of angle bisector. So we will be getting over here theorem of angle bisector. And can I write this statement number 2? Now check it out, your statement number 1 and statement number 2. You can see ACY, AC upon CY is equals to AX upon XY, and AB upon BY is equal to AX upon XY. Can I write it over there? Now from that I can make it out that these two, AC upon CY and AB upon BY, that is all, they are equal, because both are equal to the same ratio, that is AX upon XY, AX upon XY. So can I write it over here? AB upon BY is equals to, I'll be writing over here AC upon CY. And you have to write it from, I got it what, first and second statement. I came to know from first and second statement. Therefore, now what I'm going to do here in this case is nothing but you are going to substitute the values which are there of values of AB, values of BY, values of AC and values of CY. Look at the diagram. If you check in your diagram over here, AB ka value is what? 5. So can I write over here 5 upon, can I write BY ka value is what? X is equals to AC ka value is what you have over here is nothing but 4 upon CY ka value is what? 6 minus X. Now what to do? Cross multiply. Therefore you will be cross multiplying over there 4 into x is equal to 5 into 6 minus x. This will go this side, this will go this side. Okay, so you will be getting over here 4x is equal to 30 minus 5x. So therefore you will be getting what, 4x plus 5x is equals to 30. That is, you will be getting over here, therefore you will be getting what, 4x plus 5x, that comes to 9x. What you will be getting over here, 9x is equals to 30, and x is equals to 30 upon 9. This will be 3, 10 to 30, 3, 3 the this. You will be getting over here in this case 10 upon 3. What you got the value of x? 10 upon 3. But we don't want to find the value of x. We want to find the value of what is that? Ratio ax upon xy. Ax upon xy. Now, do you know that any one of this ratio you can take it up over here? In this case, AB upon BY is equal to AX upon XY. Can I take that ratio there? I got the value of X over there. That is your 10 upon 3. So, I'll be doing one thing over there. I'll be taking this ratio again. That is your AB upon BY is equals to AX upon XY. AX upon XY. And I'll write it what? From 1. I got my from 1. Now here in this case, this ratio already we had got it over. So I took that ratio again. I want the value, because I want the value of x upon xy. We got only the value of x. That means we got by ka value. AB ka value is what over here is 5. Upon by ka value is what, x. And this is what, ax upon xy. So here in this case 5 upon, you will be getting over here 10 upon 3. 10 upon 3 is equals to ax upon xy. Now 10 upon 3, this 3 will go up and divide. So it will go up and divide, you will be getting 3 5, sorry, not divide, it will multiply. You will be getting 15 upon 10 is equals to ax upon xy. Now 5 3s are 15, 5 2s are 10. So you will be getting the value of ax upon xy is equals to 3 upon 2. What you will be getting over there? Ax upon xy is 3 upon 2, and that is what they told us to find the sum. Ax upon xy 3 upon 2. Okay.